Zimbabwe? Why are you here?
Because I'm part of the problem in Zimbabwe. My attitude of thinking that I had to come and take up the opportunity that was offered to me here,
so why don't you go
instead
home?
of mining
May
land.
I ask you that? Why do you not
I
go
am going home. But
Are
right
you?
now, I've also got family in South Africa. I've got South African children, and those South African children don't just allow me to just stand up and leave, but I do have projects that I'm taking part in Zimbabwe because I've learned that those resources are the most important thing.
If you have such faith in your country, in Zimbabwe, I would say and I would think you would get up and you would take your family and you would go and fix up the future of Zimbabwe. If you're saying there's land, if you're saying there's minerals, if you're saying there is so much wealth and opportunities for you there, you're living a contradiction.
No, I'm not living a contradiction.
You certainly are. By sitting here, you're living a contradiction.
Because
people are suffering in Zimbabwe.
So why are people not
languishing
why
here?
are people not going to the Netherlands? Why are Germans not going back to Germany? Is it because their countries are bad? Is it because they're running away from problems in the UK or in the States? Why aren't Europeans going? What are you doing here?
I live here. This is my home. I'm not running away from it.
Why are you living here instead of Europe? Why did your great-grandparents come here instead of Europe?
We're not talking about grandparents. We're talking about me.
No,
we're talking about you.
You've made it sound like a Zimbabwean needs to go back to Zimbabwe to show that Zimbabwe is working. So why are Europeans not going back to Europe? Why are Asians not going back to Asia? Why are they staying in South Africa?
The context of the conversation is that you're saying that Zimbabwe is a beautiful country with great opportunities and people have run away from there to become waiters. The context is you are living here in South Africa when you could be going back and making that country work. That's the context.
You also forgot that I was asked to come here. Somebody thought my skills were important here.
I've been asked to go to other countries, but I believe in this country.
But why don't you believe in Europe?
No, I believe in South Africa.
Why don't you believe in Europe?
I believe in my country.
Why don't you believe in Europe?
This is not about... In fact,
this is exactly what they are selling to black South Africans and they're really buying it. Every other black person needs to go, only the white need to stay. The same way your grandparents came is the same way this guy came. So why is it that your grandparents does not have to leave, that he is the one that have to leave? Of course, his country have great potential. He also mentioned that he was invited to come and take up opportunity in South Africa, which is exactly what he did. Okay, South Africa saw that potential in him and they invited him. So your grandparents again, how did they come? Did anybody invite them? No. That's how they came and they stayed. And you have the audacity to even ask this kind of question. You see how aggressive she was being on a national TV. And you guys are not seeing anything wrong with it. Like, you guys are not seeing anything wrong with it because she's a South African. I saw the story of a South African girl who was a kindergarten teacher in China that was allegedly assaulted in China by her employee. And the comment section, I see South Africans in the comment section. Look, whatever the Chinese guy did to the girl is totally wrong. As in, the eyes was swollen, he hit her and all that. It's totally wrong. But then you guys are saying South Africans don't leave the country, South Africans leave their country, we don't travel to other countries. And you guys are in the comment section trying to say all manner of things about the Chinese guy. It's the same thing you guys are doing to blacks that are living in your country, other black Africans that are living in your country. It's the same thing you're doing to Zimbabwe guy. It's the same thing you're doing to Nigerians. It's the same thing you're doing to every other black Africans that are living in your country. You don't want foreigners in your country. That your people don't like to travel out. It's Nigerians that are everywhere. What is all those things you guys say? But this girl, something happened to her and you guys are talking. No one needs to be treated differently because the person is not a citizen of your country. A foreigner in your country should be treated the same way you treat your citizens, if not the same way, but at least treat them well. Don't go around spreading false news. Don't go around killing them. Don't go around burning their businesses just simply because you feel that they're collecting your job, they're collecting your women, they're driving good cars. Don't do that, okay? So only God knows the same thing, the same bitterness you feel for the other black Africans in your country. It's the same bitterness this guy felt for this girl. Travel, they say, is part of education. And if you don't travel, you will never experience what it is. So I urge you South Africans to try as much as possible to travel. Leave your country. You will see the world in a different perspective. Trust me. Thank you so much for watching.